Hi, my fellow Gooners, humans, and everything in between. Concourse TV, the place to be. Arsenal transfer targets. So, who we've been linked to recently this window, and I'm going to give you a breakdown of how realistic I feel that is going to be. Now, Ayub Buadi of Lille, quality player. We saw him play extremely well during the World Cup. However, I'm a little worried about the price tag. He's 18 years old. They valued him at 100 million pounds, and I think that is quite an unrealistic sum, to be honest, for a player that's just had one good season and a decent-ish World Cup. I have someone that is a Lille supporter, and he says that price tag is absolutely ridiculous as well. However, he wouldn't want to see Buadi be sold for less than 100 million. So I understand both sides of the argument. Personally, if we're spending 100 million, I feel like that player needs to walk into our midfield. Buadi, I'm not sure he does that. Ahead of Odegaard, the teacher's pet, and Zubamendi, another one of Arteta's pets. I can't see it, guys. So this for me is going to be a low priority target. I'm not going to focus too much on him. I think he's one to look at later on in the window when Lille get a bit desperate for money and are looking to just recruit some money from somewhere. I believe we should look at that towards the end of the window. Bradley Barcola, left winger. We've lost out on the target of Morgan Rogers for £117 million. He is now transferred to Chelsea. However, as much as I wanted Rogers, I would not have been happy with the price tag that he was sold for. We were quoted a price. We've come back in with the price, and then they've said, no. Blah, 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 did that at blah, blah, blah club for their player. So now we want something around the same money. We walked away. As soon as we announced the Tazola's deal, surprise, surprise, Chelsea announced that Rodgers has been signed. It is what it is. I'm not going to get down in the dumps about it. I'm just going to move on, keep it moving. It is what it is. If I'm looking at the general context of things, if we're spending 100 million plus, it would have to be a Barcola or a Vinicius Jr. This is the levels what I was talking about in my previous video regarding Berta. We're aiming for ceiling raisers right now, and Rodgers, as good as a player as he is, can I justify that price tag? No, I can't. And I can't be a hypocrite because I was extremely annoyed at the price tag with Declan Rice. I thought he was an £80 million player. We paid £20 million over the odds. And since then, we have seen the market absolutely go bananas with these ridiculous evaluations. Is Elliot Anderson better than Declan Rice? Not in my book. He's only had two good seasons because he was on my smart signing list. But valuations have just gotten incredibly crazy. And the more clubs cave in to these ridiculous demands from these clubs and these valuations, the more ridiculous this market is going to become. Like we're seeing, I'm not going to say average players, but I'm just going to say we're seeing very simple, good players, but not elite players going for £100 million plus. It's absolutely crazy. And I know the market's changed, so we're not in that era where that's even seen as a big thing. I remember Coutinho going for £150 million to Barcelona, and he was worth every penny of that. He, at that time, was in the world-class elite bracket. Can I say any of these guys, the Elliot Andersons, the what's his name, Morgan Rogers, and these kind of guys are in that bracket? No, they're not even close at the moment. So I believe the board has been smart here, and they're just going to keep plugging away at these smart signings. Bradley Barcola is one of them. I feel like they're looking at the market now, and from what I'm hearing in the grapevine, or from the grapevine, is that they're looking at what Rogers was sold for, and they're looking for around that price tag now. So this is what I mean by clubs that have unlimited sources of income to spend. They're ruining the transfer market. So yes, you're getting the player, but you're actually ruining the transfer market, because now everyone's thinking their players are worth something they're actually not. So this is the predicament we're in right now. We need ceiling raisers. We obviously know we need to spend big money, but now clubs are trying to demand bigger money than what players are worth, and this is where the breakdown is happening. Bradley Barcola is one I would be interested in. He has limitations such as his one-on-ones, which I think is an issue sometimes. He's not good at finishing his chances all the time, but if you keep giving him chances, he'll put them away eventually, and he gives me like Higuain. You remember Higuain? That's who he reminds me of. He gives me those vibes. He'll miss a bunch of chances, but he'll also score a bunch of chances, and yeah, it's just one of those kind of players. Julian Alvarez. Now, he is a hot topic for the fan base. Me personally, I wanted him when he left City, but at the time, Pep was the manager, and he said he's not selling us another player after Jesus and Zinchenko, just because of the way we rose from where we were to where we ended up. And he said he's not selling us another player. Under Enzo Maresca, things could change, but for now, I'm not looking at any City players, so we couldn't get that deal done. He's gone to Atletico. He's done his thing partially, and now he's looking for a move. He's ideally looking for Barcelona. Barcelona haven't got the money, so I don't know where it goes from here. He's more of a dream signing for Arteta, the manager, and Berta, the technical director, who was obviously at Atletico as well. However, I feel like this is going to be a very difficult deal to get done. I don't think he really settled in England the first time around. So this is going to be one of those signings. If you sign him, is he going to be unsettled in a season or two, and then you're selling him for a loss of profit? That's the issue where I'm kind of stuck with him. Good player, but in a league where he should be doing better and a team built around him, he brought back less GA than Gyökeres in a team that wasn't even playing to his strengths. So as far as I'm concerned, I don't feel we should be paying over the odds for Alvarez when he couldn't even produce the goods that Gyökeres did in a team not building and supplying him enough. So make of that what you will. Then I move on to Krupi Jr., another quality player, but another one that causes division, where he's had a good season. I believe he's a good player. I've liked him for a couple of seasons. The one just gone was like his breakthrough season. He scored a lot of goals, but Bournemouth are evaluating him at, again, 100 million. We've entered a really stupid market now, so 100 million for one season, are you okay? This is what I mean with these clubs now, and if someone's silly enough to pay it, they're going to pay it. So this is the issue we're having. So Krupi, another one on my smart signing list. I'll release that video shortly. I think I'm going to drop the World Cup transfer show of the targets I've seen from the World Cup at some point tomorrow, or within the next 48 hours, I'd say at least. And then I'll cover that in a bit more depth. Bruno Guimaraes. This is a deal that I feel should have got done, but now we've allowed Tonali to go to Tottenham, and Gordon has gone to Barcelona. That makes this deal even harder to get done. So this is an issue for us now. Whether we meet his valuation of 80 million, I don't know. But with a player that's only got a year or a couple of years left on his contract at the age of 28, I think Newcastle are being unreasonable. What do you think? Let me know in the comments, guys. Later.